Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to update the Service Star Award winner photo when you have one for the new month. Okay, so first things first, you've got the image off the camera, and generally this is going to be a .nef or .a something w, like just a file that you want to open. Now, because the camera that we shoot on shoots it in RAW, RAW basically just means that it saves a lot of detail about the photos, so you can adjust it in post, like now. So if we go and open Photoshop, so I've got a slightly newer version of Photoshop on this computer. However, it'll look exactly the same as the version you're using. So now, if Photoshop doesn't open when you click on the photo, what you need to do is right-click on the photo here and go Open With, Photoshop. And if Photoshop doesn't appear here, you just go Other, and then you go through your Applications folder until you find the folder that's called Photoshop. It'll be called Adobe Photoshop CS6, and then within that there'll be a file there, and then you hit Open. But right, so this is what pops up, and this is called Camera Raw, which is a specific kind of section of Photoshop that lets you edit the photos. So over here we've got white balance. So as you can see, if we make it more towards the blue, it gets bluer, and if we make it more towards the yellow, it gets yellower. Generally, you just want to kind of set that at auto, and it will work fairly well. These are where you can control the different details of the image through here. They're all pretty self-explanatory. Give default auto a go and see how it looks. And then if it's too bright, see how it's a bit bright there. Just turn the exposure down a bit. And then you might want to play around with a few other things. But for us, I think the default's probably best, and we just give it a little bit of an exposure boost. You just want to make sure that you can kind of see their faces. If you want to be able to see this, if this is a bit overexposed, what you can do is grab the highlight style and pull that all the way down. And you can see that there. It does make their faces look kind of weird though, so let's not do it as much, just so that their faces look okay and you can still see a bit of it. Now, on the website, if we take a look, there's two kind of ways that the image will be displayed. There's this image here, which is a fixed size. This is 680 pixels across by 300 pixels down. If we go into the image though, well, on the actual web page, it's slightly further down, and you can kind of crop it to whatever suits the actual frame itself, because it may not fit perfectly within this. So on the image here, we've just zoomed in, you can fit in view just out here on the size. What we want to do is, now that we're happy with the color of the image, we go up here to the crop tool, and what you want to do is, first of all, have a look at, get the size so that it fits on that front page, because that's the most important part. And so for the crop ratio, what you want to do is go 680 by 300. So now that you've got that selected, you can click and drag, and it will have a fixed box size. You see, you can't make that any longer or wider without adjusting the other scale. So what you want to do is find a position where you can see part of the frame, possibly even the name, just a little bit of room above their head, and just kind of evenly space it with them. Sometimes when the grids are on, if you want the grids on, you can go back up here to the crop and go Show Overlay. And it's kind of nice because it shows you kind of how on either side of the frame is. And look at that, they're perfect, right in the middle of it. And so you probably want to do something like that. Now, before you hit enter, you want to go back up to the crop tool and just change it to normal. Because now what we do is we extend that down so that we've got that whole frame. And that's what's going to be displayed on the actual Service Star page. So you hit enter, and That's good. Now all you want to do is you want to go open image, and now the image will open up in Photoshop. And now, so ideally you're going to save a copy of that raw file that you've originally taken in a folder that I'll set up within the hard drive, and that way we've got an archive of all the photos should we ever want to use it, which means that we only really need the low resolution version of this file. So what you want to do that is just go to image, then go image size. This will look a little different on your page, but what you want to do is change the resolution to 72, and then change the width and height. You can adjust these here. You just want to adjust the width to 680, and the height will automatically adjust. And you just hit OK. And it looks very small on the page, but trust me, it's okay. You can zoom in hitting Command and plus, and there you go. That's what the image looks like. Beautiful. So you're done with the image now, so you want to go File, Save As, and then you want to save it to probably the desktop or wherever you want to save it to, because it's just a temporary file for now. And you want to call that Service Star Winner, and whatever the month is. Let's go July, and then the year 14. Now the format, you want to save it as JPEG. If it says embed color profile, just leave that ticked. Hit save. Just hit OK. Make sure the quality is at 12. You can use baseline standard, optimized, doesn't really matter. Hit OK, and now we can quit Photoshop. So now what we have to do is take that image and put it within the service commitment page. So to get into the admin, you go _/_ admin on the service commitment. Sign in to your page, and then it lets you in. Then we're in the squiz matrix. Now, thankfully, this has taken us straight to the service commitment page. If it doesn't, to find it, you just go through until you find Melbourne Students and Learning. Open that one up, and within that there's Student Services Sites. Within that there's another Student Services Sites, and then within that Student Service Delivery, and then the Service Commitment is the last one. Now what you want to do is within that Service Commitment, open that up and go to Images, hit the little drop down, and you're looking for this file here, Service Star Winner Image. So what you do to that is you right click, go Details. Now currently it's the June winner, but say this is for July. You want to go Acquire Locks. Then what you want to do is go Upload File, and you browse to the image that you found. Generally it's going to be at the top of your list, but it might not be. That's the image there, and you hit Open. I'm not going to do this because it's currently live. And then it will upload to here. That file name might not change, but that's not much of a worry at the moment. Just confirm though that when it's done that it's 680 by something. That's just the last kind of check. Hit Save Changes, and then that will automatically release the locks, and you'll have a page like this. You can confirm, yep, it's 680 by something. That's okay. It was updated today. That's okay. Perfect. So that Service Star image is done now. So now if you go to that home page, it should pretty much relink itself to every page that it needs to be. So the next thing to do is to go to the Service Star Award page. Your new image is going to be there, and you're going to want to change the text. So this is a lot of HTML work here, but you just want to acquire the locks. Then there's a little Excel kind of box thing here that says Edit Contents. You want to hit that. It'll open it up in like this view. And then the best thing to do now is just hit these two little brackets here to toggle the HTML source, and then you get this mess. But if you follow it through logically, it makes sense. So each of these things, it's in the order that it will just be displayed on the page, and all these different things inside the brackets are different formats for it. When it's the first one, it's the start of it, and then if it's got a forward slash, it will close that format. So this is strong, which means it's going to be bolded, and then all this font is going to be bolded until it hits this close strong command. Break is a line break, which means basically enter. That should just be like that though. And then again, so heading 2, which is kind of just a format for the text, and then they're closing the heading 2. This is a P, paragraph. Again, this shouldn't really matter. So long as you keep these little things in there, that's fine. But basically, you edit the text within the different brackets. So this month's Service Star winner is going to be whoever it is. You just enter the name, their title. This image is that one that you've just uploaded. You don't need to change this at all. You might want to change the alt text for people with disabilities that may not be able to see the image. This way they'll know what the image is. So change that just to the month. Again, ignore all this, and here we go again. So Jackie, so I guess you just kind of go through and find the terms that need to be changed. It's a good idea to just go through line by line and really just take your time going through this. It's very important that that you do this well. Otherwise, it can lead to some issues that you might not know what you've done, and you might have just deleted like a letter where it shouldn't have been deleted. So once you've gone through and fixed this up, you want to hit Save Changes, and then you want to go and confirm that everything's good. So open up a new tab, have a look at the front page, make sure it's there, click in to the image. I'm having a bit of an issue at the moment with this, but it does work. I'm not sure why this isn't working. There we go. Cool. So if that issue comes up, what you need to do, if you're on a Mac, is hit Command-Shift-R, and what will happen there is it will refresh the cache for it. Because what happens is your computer downloads a version of the page so that it loads fast the next time you load it. But because we've changed it, we want to clear that cache so that it loads directly from the server, what everyone else is going to see. So here we go. The image is up. As you can see, in comparison to that front page there, no, that's the wrong link. In comparison to that front page there, see how it goes all the way down to underneath the frame, whereas in here it kind of crops itself off. But it looks just as nice. Awesome. So you want to confirm that all the text is right, everything looks okay. This is the section that you're editing there. And there you go. That's how you update the service commitment web page.